Oh, this team went to Rome.
San Jose.
DC United. You don't get that, do you?
Why did they go to Rome?
Oh, you haven't heard the story about when DC United went to Rome to see the Pope?
No, I was just trying to set you up for the Pope line. You've
Oh,
told me this like a million times already.
listen, I assume you do not listen ever. So
I It's about 50-50.
in the door for DC United in a massive overhaul for Wayne Rooney's side. Derek Williams from LA, Pedro Santos in free agency, Tyler Miller in free agency, Mohamed Jahazi from Hammarby, Alex Bono in free agency, Ruan in a trade with Orlando, and Matthias Klick from Leeds. Out the door is Tony Alfaro to NYC, Sofane Jafal from to Austin, Sammy Guedry's gone, Chris Odiatsum's gone, Brad Smith is gone, Kimarni Smith is gone, Drew Skundrich, Bill Hamid, Ola Kamara, David Ochoa, and Rafael Romo. Goodness me, that's a lot of work. What do they need? They need time, baby. They need time to gel. I think they've got the pieces. I think they have everything that they will need to be successful. You just got to let the glue dry. What do you got?
Yeah, I'm trying to work through this because obviously a lot of these signings don't pop up on transfer markets. So I'm trying to go back and forth and make sure that if I see a hole, it's actually a hole and not just
Mm-hmm.
them missing somebody. Um, I'd say maybe an attacking playmaker, like a number 10 type of role. I know they got Ravel Morrison right there right now, but I feel like you could probably improve in that spot. Um, I'm not sold on Benteke yet either. I'll give it some more time, obviously, because it's been a very short sample size, but um, could see that one maybe not panning out.
Yeah, for me, it's all about where certain players are going to play. Right? Is Taxi Fontes going to be an attacking midfielder or a striker? Is Pedro Santos going to be playing on the wing or at left back? Those types of questions are important. Is Ravel Morrison going to be an attacking midfielder, a number 8 or a number 6? He's played all three spots since he's been here. And that's on Wayne Rooney. Wayne Rooney's got to figure that out. And I think he will. I think he's got the pieces he needs. I'm going to go out on a limb here. Rooney knocked this out of the park. DC's been very, very bad for a long time now. And he came in, cleared house, got the team that he wants with a mix of MLS experience, international pedigree, youth talent, all to be his team. Now he just needs to let them gel, play his football. They'll be okay. I'm giving it an A minus.
Wow.
Yep.
You and
Which
I are on
which
completely different standards for this
which
one, but
hurts, by the way. Which hurts. I hate it. I hate seeing them be good.
like I said, you and I are on completely different ends on this one. I'm not convinced by this window. I don't really like it, to be honest with you. I think he's going extremely win now. Um, for a team that just finished bottom of the East, that's a really tough turnaround to do. And I don't think the guys he brought in are good enough to win right now. Like, and when I say win now, I mean like Derek Williams, he brought in 29, Pedro Santos 34, Tyler Miller 29, uh, Click 32. Benteke is 32. So like this team is, age wise, there are plenty of players that are in win now mode. And I just don't think like the list of players I just read off is good enough that they can win in this league. I I'm not a big fan of the Ruan trade. I think he had a tough year last year. I'm not super high on Click. Um, Obviously he had great years at Leeds, but I think he wasn't really even much in the mix towards the end of his time with Leeds. I will say there are a couple of signings that I do really like. Mahana G's at left back. I'm all on board that one. I think that's a fantastic one. And bringing in Tyler Miller, I think, is also fantastic. Um, Not a big fan of them bringing in 34-year-old Pedro Santos, um, especially if they're going to play him at left back. And Derek Williams is okay. So I feel like I'm not a huge fan of the window. Um, I'm glad that they are willing to back Rooney and give him the team that he wants. but I'm not so sure that this team is ready, or I should say, I'm not sure about the direction the team is going.
Okay, some history for you. 2013, DC United finished with 16 points in 34 games. Cleaned house, brought in a new manager, brought in new players. They topped the East the next year. 2014, Montreal finished at the bottom of the East with 28 points. 2015, they're in third after they bring in the players that they need at 51. Chicago in 2016, 31 points. 2017, they're in third place with 55 points. DC United, bottom of the league that year, 32 points. Brought in players, 51 points, fourth in the East in 2018. Orlando, bottom of the East in 2019. Sorry, second bottom with FCC. Fourth place in 2020. You don't make progress with teams by sitting on the players that you have. Win now in MLS is not a real phrase. Like, there is no team that is either win now or not win now. Every team can be win now with a certain sign. One player can make you a win now team, which is why I'm all in on Wayne Rooney right now, because I think he's got the players that he wants, that he can teach, that he knows can be successful, and I think DC is going to be very good this year, which sucks.
So I think the problem is that like a lot of your examples were from 2016 MLS and earlier, which is just like it's a totally different league than what we have now. I think there was more parity then than we have now, where you could bring in a Sebastian Giovinco and he would completely change your team and take you from a 13th place East team to a fourth or fifth place East team. But I think
Okay.
now with the teams that like Toronto, LAFC, Philly have, I don't think you can bring in like a Sebastian Giovinco into a DC situation and take this team from bottom of the East to a playoff team.
Okay, please
I think
explain
you
to
have
me.
to do more. Go ahead.
Please explain to me the transition from 2021 FCC on 20 points to 2022 FCC on 49 points, fifth place, and a playoff win. Is that too far in the past for you, or
But they were bringing in players that were like in their prime on the come up. DC's bringing in guys that are aging and or coming off of bad seasons. Not all of them, but like again, 34-year-old Pedro Santos, 32-year-old Click,
34-year-old Pedro
Ruan coming
Santos is
off.
still one of the best attacking fullbacks in the league. Tyler Miller is the best backup and now will be the best starting goalkeeper for DC since like 2015, Bill Hamid. Um, Ruan at Orlando, a great right back option. Alex Bono can take Tyler Miller's spot if he wants. Derek Williams was fine at LA. Matthias Click is 32 and will still do the job that he needs to do. And Mohamed Jahazi is young, and I mean, he played. I don't know much about Hammarby. I'm sorry, I don't watch a bunch of Swedish football, but
Oh, he's a
you're
great
making me
signing for them.
defend DC United, and I hate you for this. I don't know if this is a ploy, but your hatred is invalid.
I don't think it is.
That's because you don't think ever.